Good evening, everybody. It's 9:47 as I'm filming this. Really haven't had too many ideas of anything lately to talk about for any more than a few minutes, but just watching this YouTube video, and this guy's a mechanic, and I've never actually seen any of the episodes before, but before I saw the first one yesterday, first one I've seen. He went away, going camping or something with family. When I was gone, his shop burned to the ground. I mean, burned to the ground, and he lost everything inside of it. And he's struggling now, just trying to describe how he feels, what he wants to do, how so many people have contacted him to offer help. It's funny how that happens sometimes, and other times it doesn't. It just got me thinking about a lot. A lot. You know, the worst thing I ever do is reflect back on my life and spend too much time on my regrets, my mistakes. I believe that I have made more mistakes than any other person that's ever existed on the planet. I've been better over the years and not beat myself up over it, but not always. I'm an actually annoyed, aggravated, and angry person. And it's from a lot of the stuff that's happened in my life. But had a lot of obstacles, roadblocks, thrown out a entire life of just ridiculous, shitty health at times. It just doesn't make any sense, but I kept going. He just kept going. You know, I don't know how other families' lives have been. I know that in my immediate family, which I also mean my Aunt Mary Griffith's family, my Uncle Jimmy's family, people who were originally born with the name McDonough, for a long time, generations, have never had it easy. I don't know, do other people have it easy? I wonder. I could be very jealous at times, before envious, whatever word you want to use, because I took people's outward appearances and behaviors in life as truth. But you don't really know. Yeah, that's one thing I've learned, you don't really know. I've learned over the years to... I don't care. I really don't care about other people's lives that much anymore. I love the reality celebrity stuff that started years back, because from the day one I knew it was phony. But who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? I don't care how people make their money, or a lot of what they do. Here's the number one rule: leave me alone. Verbally, mentally, physically, leave me alone, and I will never bother you. Very simple rule to follow: leave me alone, and I will leave you alone. There has been occasionally some things that have happened over the past few months where it's kind of upset me and shocked me at first, and then you take some time, you breathe, you think about something else, and then you realize that some people are just small people. They got nothing better to do and can't mind their own business. If they only knew that keep your shit to yourself and mind your own business a little bit, like, you have so much less to worry about. I'm enjoying so many more things now and trying to, though I am increasingly finding it difficult to apologize for my angry behavior at different times, and my inability to hold my tongue at different times, and because, obviously it's a very confusing time. I may not have to do another round of chemo. I don't know. And the website that you go on for stuff, it has me scheduled for one now that I was not aware. On the 19th, I will see I'll do the blood test stuff. I'll see the oncologist. And I don't know. There's always the possibility it would be 2 rounds of 6. There always was. I don't know how they judge this shit because I don't have a medical dictionary. I don't understand one word. They'll send you your test results. I don't know I have no idea what it means. And I do ask questions. But trying to turn things into whatever I can do in a positive note, and I'm not very good at that. I like what's coming up in the little balcony garden. I was thinking the other day, though, I don't think I'm going to do it next year. I think I want to do something else, but I don't think I want to do it next year. I really think that I'm going to just stop it. Whatever comes up this year, and then just next year, I don't know, do something else. I don't know. Maybe fish, because I get my fishing license every year, and I never really go out. So when I think back about our family, I honestly can't think of a more resilient group of people. The shit that we've gone through, the shit that's happened to all of us. See, I'm of the opinion that everybody in the family is a lot smarter than a lot of other people I know. Just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. We have beautiful children, beautiful grandchildren, beautiful great-grandchildren in some people's cases. I just think about the illnesses, the deaths. There's just a hard goddamn luck, the times that we've had to go through. Looking at this guy's fire always makes me think of my parents losing the house over 20 years ago and everything in it. It's still weird to think of other people living there because I just always assumed that even now, at my age, at my mother's age, that she'd still be living there, but I don't know, it's weird. Different people living in my grandmother's house around the corner, the house I grew up in. Pretty much the whole neighborhood I grew up in, but I don't give a shit about that neighborhood because I fucking hated living there. I'm not a townie, or whatever you want to call it. Never was, never had really that many friends, and spent a lot of time in my life just trying to get out of there. So look for something different. Now it was great for some people. It wasn't for me. Okay. I don't know how many times my family thought we were going to move out of there and it didn't happen. So it didn't happen. But spent most of my adult life in and around Quincy, almost off in the same neighborhood at different places. I think I've lived in 5 places within a quarter of a mile around here. I mean, I can look out the window and see places I used to live in. It's weird, but anyway, I love my family. I don't always like them. But, God, we're a strong bunch. Now, I've recently, through the science, have been in contact with other cousins, and I've mentioned this before. And seems like they might have some similar stuff going on in their lives, too, and what's striking is the cousin that went to Ireland and went to the original house that the McDonoughs are from, where there's only, foundations left and everything. And it's like, wow, I mean, so rural, so nothing there. To come out of that, and crossing bodies of water all over it, over and over again, just to get away from that poverty. Irish don't like to talk about poverty. we think we have captured. We have most of the pride in the world. My grandmother used to call it false pride. You know, it took me a long time to figure out what that really was. But when I was younger, I wish I listened to her more, but I didn't. But anyway, I remember feeling so bad for my parents. They lost every single thing. I don't mean nearly everything. They lost everything. Everything. And to this day, I'm still pissed because, like I said before, a lot of stuff happened in that place. A lot of times you would see people, you know, join up, help people out. I'll say it before I'll say it again. They didn't do shit for my parents. They didn't do shit for my sister. There was some small amount of money that somebody gave from some kind of fire fund or something like that, but, you know, I don't know. We're not kiss asses. We didn't always, all of us, get along with people in that neighborhood. I think it was because, I know I'm going to say it, I think we were better than a lot of them that were there. Drug dealers and fucking criminals, burglars and car thieves and everything else, and they had the balls to judge us. Well, fuck them. A lot of them are dead. A lot of them been in jail. A lot of them still there, and some going back probably. I don't know. Because give a flying fuck. You know. It's funny. I was thinking about. I recently reconnected with a coworker from the years of Bradley's, and when we started working there, around about the same time, we were babies. Jesus, we still smelled like baby powder, and we were so young. My mother was in her 40s. My father was years away from retirement. My youngest brother didn't exist yet. Yep, thanks. Thank you, Mama. It's so long ago, it seems like. But then it doesn't seem like it is. But then when I feel like how I know how my mind feels and my body feels and everything, it seems like it's been twice as long, you know? But we were so young. I was a new father. I had the second grandchild, I guess. My other sister, my brother John and Frank, didn't even have kids yet. Weren't married yet. No, they weren't married yet. Now they've got, well, Frankie's kids are grown. Her oldest got married. John has 2 grandchildren. He's still a miserable prick. I don't know why, but he is anyway. I just want to get out of this thing that I'm currently in. I want to, the anger. I just cannot handle the anger a lot of the times. It just snaps. Just snaps. I want to speak about the goofy little thing that I came up with, because this is one thing I was taught, no matter how bad it was, or whatever was going on with us or anything else like that, there were people out there that had it worse, were having it worse. You had to just try to do something. Just try to help. You know, I got bored, started a fraternal organization online. Somebody came up with the name, the Hall of Distinguished Gentlemen. We started buying socks and donating them a little bit at a time. You know, honestly, I know I said it was like maybe 3,000 that we're up to since last fall. It might be more, and with everything else and everything. But I feel some pride in this. I feel some pride in this. And hope everybody else who's connected to it does too. Huzzah. Shout out to the Medico family, the Powers family, the Moore family, the McElhennys, Mike Palm. I'm trying to think of the Helfers, you know, and Dottie's family. I know her name's Parker, whatever, Dottie. Derek Lamar. I know I'm forgetting some people, but everybody who's had just a little touch, just a little placed a bean on this thing and helped it along. You know, who knows? It could end soon. It could not end. It could go on forever, go on past my life. You never know. Honestly, never know. I've recently got a couple new magnets. I like designing these things, magnets and stickers and different things like that. But I got to send one down on my sister's, a couple down on my sister's. Kathy in particular is going to really love this one. So I should try to get it in the mail tomorrow. But anyway, you know, I was also thinking, I don't know what I was thinking about, because co-worker and I were talking about the Celtics. So I was flashing back to the 80s when they won all those championships. In 86, I had season tickets to the Red Sox, 2 of them. So I went to the World Series. We lost. When they finally won in 2004, I remember I was working nights. I was so tired. I woke up to see the end. I went, yay, and then felt so bad. I felt like something had been stolen from me. I felt like the deep, dark cloud that had been hovering over the Red Sox for years was gone. And I was not really happy about that. Because what are they going to get to complain about now? Now, I guess it was 2 years before that? 2 years with the Patriots won? It was great, but I didn't really care that much. It's always been the Red Sox for me, but and then they went and won, I don't know, 5, 6, whatever they won. Boston sports fans needed something to complain about. The Bruins' early exit, I don't want to say I predicted that, but the last couple of months of the season, all I kept been thinking about was 1971 and Ken Dryden and the great season they had that year. I think Espo broke records. I think Bobby Orr broke records. They broke records, and they were out in the first round. Done. Gone. Probably blew everything in Vegas. You know, people, I think everybody's going to bet on them. Done. Some 6'4" glom of a law student comes out of nowhere and shuts them down. Jesus Christ. I think there was one game, it was 5-0 Bruins, and they lost 7-5. I think I'm correct in that. The Canadians was always that curse for years, but they had won in 70. They'd won in 72. But 71, and I just could see that happening. Now, I don't particularly care about basketball that much, and the game's probably over now, and whether they won or lost, I don't know. I watched a little bit of it, and that Philly center, Embiid, that guy's amazing. That guy's amazing. I can only hope for him he does what, like, Jabbar did, Chamberlain did, and anybody else who got traded away from some other shitty team to the Lakers, even the LeBron. Yeah, let him go to the Lakers and win a few championships. Who gives a shit about a stinking championship in Philadelphia anyway? You ever been there? No. I was going to say I'm just joking, but I'm not. I hope he gets out of there. Chamberlain played in Philly. He got out. Jabbar played in Milwaukee. He got out. They hated him there. I visited there before. They hated him there, and he knew it. And they won a championship there. They didn't care. They hated him there. I know there's a couple other guys that started off on other teams way back and then eventually ended up in the Lakers. Honestly, does anybody know why they're called the Lakers? I do. It's funny because when teams move and keep the same name, which they usually do, sometimes that name doesn't make any sense. Now, I know down south there's been confusion. There's been a Hornets, Pelicans, Pelicans, Hornets, shit like that. I don't know. I don't pay attention to basketball that much, but I know there was name switches. And what are the Bullets called now? I can't remember. They changed their name because Washington was the murder capital. They were originally the Baltimore Bullets. And God, I don't even know what they're called now. The Redskins are they the Commodores or Commanders? My idea was is they put a red potato on the side of the head and they wouldn't have had to change the name. I thought it was a good idea. Could have kept all the uniforms. Could have kept the name. Just put a sticker over the Indian chief dude. I think that's what they had. Anybody know where the Redskins started their life in the NFL team? I do. Yeah, it's interesting over the years how teams moved around or they changed or they totally disappeared. The NHL used to have teams just disappear. They had the move. The North Stars went to Dallas, became the Stars. California Golden Seals ceased to exist. The first team in Colorado, I think, ended up in New Jersey. This is the Devils. Yeah, I think John Cherry might have coached them. So then you got San Francisco, formerly New York Giants, baseball. Brooklyn, Los Angeles Dodgers. Oakland Athletics, which is usually the Philadelphia Athletics. And the Kansas City Athletics. And the Oakland Athletics, they should just resign and give up. It was such a great team in the early 70s, but I'm trying to think of, the Texas Rangers were the second version of the Washington Senators. The Minnesota Twins were the first version of the Washington Senators. Both teams moved out. When they moved to Texas, Ted Williams managed them the first year there. Oh, they were bad. It's funny because there's been two Baltimore Orioles professional Major League Baseball teams. Also a minor league team. Also Milwaukee originally had one in the Federal League. And then, does anybody remember the Seattle Pilots? 1 year in Seattle, bankrupt. Somehow they got some control of it to bring it to Milwaukee. They became the Brewers. Still haven't won a championship. Milwaukee's first Major League Baseball team was in the Federal League, but the Boston Braves moved to Milwaukee, won a championship, then on to Atlanta. Okay. Actually, I guess technically the Baltimore Orioles now were the St. Louis Browns. Some kind of connection. Oh, I love the St. Louis Browns uniforms. The Browns, the Cardinals uniforms. The original New York Giants uniforms. So then you get expansion teams, the Mets, because two teams left New York, so they give them, the name is the New York Metropolitans. San Diego Padres, Seattle Mariners, Kansas City. Jesus, what is the baseball team's name? Royals, Kansas City Royals. Also, who's gone is now in Washington again for their third team, the old Montreal Expos. Okay, they were an expansion team. Toronto Blue Jays were an expansion team. Florida Marlins, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Devil Rays, not Buccaneers. Houston Astros. And they were one of the original, they were the Colt 45s. Arizona Diamondbacks. Do you know why for years there were no major league teams in Nevada? Because it was illegal, and it's illegal in Nevada to bet on a team within the state. That's why. So they couldn't even bet on college basketball if it was in Nevada. If it's in Nevada, it was illegal. So why bother having a team there? See, I was listening to one of the sports channels today, and apparently every day they make bets, and I'm assuming they're fake bets, because they're all wrapped up in gambling now. You know, the thing that they try to stay away from for 100 years. The thing that got Pete Rose in trouble. And once again, Pete Rose wasn't the only guy that was involved with bookies. Allegedly, Mickey Mantle owed money to them all the time. Mickey Mantle. Yogi Berra went to the track every day. All these guys gambled. All these guys. And a lot of them have got caught over the years, but most of the time tried to deny it. Pete Rose admitted it because the guy told him, "Oh, I'll give you a deal," and the guy drops dead. I'm sorry, I think it's disgusting now that they're all in bed with these gambling companies that they're still going to keep him out of baseball. But they got all the shit in the Hall of Fame, as I've said before. Anyway, shitty year for Liverpool this year. I don't know. Only trying to get this out to like exhale. You know, it isn't always easy to look on the bright side of life. Do. But I don't know. Reflections should stay in a mirror. And I think I'm just going to go find out now if the Celtics won or lost. Wish there was a baseball game tonight. Probably go back to watching YouTube. Everybody take care. Be safe. Carry on.